I don't wanna say anything, cause if I do I might say the wrong words. Oh no. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I'd lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes on and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't wait for a single reason not to say goodbye. Oh, if I said what's on my mind, would you stay with me tonight? If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. Oh, would that make you run and hide? Don't know what to do anymore. I'm out of options, nothing's working. I'm out of service. Come help me now, I'm fucking nervous. I'm trying but can't scratch the surface. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I lose.
This is the Suplex Assassin, the Hoe Thrower, your MLW World Champion. And you are watching Cole TV, and that is on Boomerang! 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 Let's go.
Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pro Wrestling 60 Live here on Cole TV, where we recap everything that happened this past week in the world of professional wrestling. I'm Xlj the Og, joined by my partner in crime, my brother from another mother, Mr. B-Roll.
How are we doing out there, world? And happy Cinco de
Happy
Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Yeah.
Hope you are eating some tacos and celebrating.
Am
this
I a
holiday.
bad person because I had spaghetti tonight?
Well,
I like, it wasn't planned, okay? Like, it just happened. It was...
I
will have some
is.
tomorrow for Taco Tuesday.
I was gonna
Only
say,
Cinco de Mayo was on Tuesday, man. But it's all good, nonetheless. Well, thank you so much all for joining us here tonight on PW60, where we recap everything that happened in the world of pro wrestling. And it was another active week in the world of pro wrestling. That being said, Mr. B-Roll, you want to hit us with that sweet, sweet line?
Yes, it would be super dope if I knew how to like say the line in Spanish. But
we're going to be here all night if you try to do that. Unless you do Google Translate or something. That's okay.
But we don't even have time for the Google Translate. We have so much to get into because the world of pro wrestling never stops, never sleeps. With that being said, he is Xlj the Og. I am Mr. B-Roll. This is PW60, where we get by with a little help from our friends. And I say the clock starts now.
Yes, indeed. And well, our top story kicking us off this week, it's that time of year again, folks. WWE releases. They all pretty much announced Friday into Saturday. Pretty good size of releases, their amount of releases. I believe it's 17 overall that was announced. First off, any big surprises to you right off the bat on this list?
Um, so there's a couple. I think the two that I think surprised me the most are Dakota Kai and Cora Jade.
Yep, we were talking
That's
about that. I agree.
that's my opinion. But
Oh,
like for all, and like you hate to talk like for all of them, like I can kind of see why in
mm-hmm.
some instances, but I mean, at the end of the day, this is someone that lost their job. That does suck, but this also opens a door of opportunity for them as well. So
Yeah. Um, I'm in agreement with you. The two that surprised me the most was really Dakota Kai and Cora Jade, because I mean they were actively involved, like whether it's NXT or on the Rock. I mean, Cora Jade was one of the top contenders for the women's championship, and we always say it every time here on PW60 that women's division in NXT is one of the best one going today. And then when you add into that the fact that Dakota Kai almost became the Intercontinental Champion. She almost was the first Intercontinental Champion. So I mean, there's some surprises there. So here's a full list, starting with the main roster: Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai, Shayna Baszler, which that's another one that surprised me. Shayna, because they just re-signed her last year. Caden Carter and Katana Chance. Now, NXT did see the bulk of the cuts, as you have, we mentioned Cora Jade, Gigi Dolan gone, Eddie Thorpe, who was actively being pushed, Jakara Jackson, Riley Osborne, Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, Wolfgang, all from Gallus, Ora Mensa, and Javier Bernal. So, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, like you said, you hate to see anybody lose their job. You really do. But of all those names mentioned, there really wasn't a whole lot being done with any of those talents, if you think about it. I was reading something, and I don't know how true this is or not, so take it with a grain of salt, but they was talking, I think it was Braun Strowman and went to Paul Heyman or something, crying or something, or had him think something about he wasn't on WrestleMania's card, and Heyman told him like he just wasn't good enough. Like, ouch. But I mean, it's just like outside of what they were doing with him, like they did the Jacob Fatu thing with Braun. I mean, and I'm not a big Braun guy, but anyways, you could go on and talk about all these talents, but I'm like you. I think a lot of them are going to end up in greener pasture, so to speak. One name we did forget to mention there, and this came later on, Shotzi Blackheart is also done with WWE. Now, Shotzi, I believe it's not so much they're just not renewing her contract. So still technically with them. I don't know when that contract ends, but whenever it does, that she no longer will be a WWE employee. But I'm interested to see where they go. A lot of talent out there. And there's so many different companies they could go to. There's so many different paths. That's the beautiful thing about this. As if you look at it with the glasses half full, like, I mean, my gosh, Shayna Baszler can go just be the badass that that we know she is. Like could you imagine her in AEW or something? Could you imagine her in like TNA with the Knockouts division? So I'm excited to see what happens with the Dakota Kai, Cora Jade, the same. So it's going to be interesting to see where everybody lands. But we want to wish them all the best and hope everything works out, and I'm sure it will. Now, that being said, we've got some fatherly advice, and sometimes fathers can be a little rough, a little hard. Got some tough love this week from our good friend Dad Hat. So let's go to Dad Hat with Dad Hat's tip of the week here on PW60.
It's that time of the week again. Dad Hat's Life Lessons of the Week. Brought to you by World Championship Wreckage. Find them on YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. And also by the Wrestle Talk Wolfpack. 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. every Wednesday, twitch.tv/Wrestle Talk Wolfpack. And now, here's Dad Hat.
All right, kids, always remember, business is business. Sometimes you're the low-hanging fruit on the tree, or you're just not putting in the work, sometimes that costs you your job. And the only person that you have to blame is yourself.
Ouch. But hey,
I
we
just
said he said we
I,
said he had some tough dad love there, some tough dad advice.
I just love the fact that it literally sounds like he was at like a playground while
Yeah.
while he was doing that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he was. But anyways, but like we say, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens to these releases and where they go going forward. Of course, let's talk about the WWE. Another busy, big week in the WWE as we're heading closer to Backlash. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw from last week. First off, this whole Seth, Braun, and Paul like faction or whatever they want to call it, man. Wrecking shop on Raw. Of course, Sami Zayn. I felt the whole. Can I be honest with you, B-roll? I kind of felt like the whole stuff with Sammy was, I don't know, filler. Like it's just kind of like, okay, so we're doing this until like what Punk comes back or Roman or what? Obviously I don't think we're seeing Roman anytime soon, but at least Punk be coming back. So I don't know. It was okay, I guess. But here's the thing, though: the expectations of following up from last week. It was just like, how are you going to do it? Wasn't a bad Raw by any means. I mean, it was a pretty decent Raw. But I just felt like the whole stuff throughout the night that opened the show and that closed the show. Of course, a tremendous matchup with Braun Breaker and the Sami Zayn. But like I feel like this is going to be a scenario where we're going to just rinse and repeat this until we're in this holding pattern until Punk or whoever comes out next. So it's like, okay, tonight on Raw, they're probably say they go after another top baby face. Let's say they go after AJ Styles or something like that, Like, so I don't know. That's probably just me nitpicking, but we'll see what happens there with this whole alliance with them. But I do love the alliance, though, man. It is pretty cool. I wish we could hear Paul more. You notice that Paul doesn't really talk as much now,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
not as much need for the wise man. But
Do we have a name for
I don't
this
think we
yet?
have a name. I don't think we
Yeah.
have a name. Yeah, so maybe that
Honestly,
comes up.
the Alliance would be kind of a cool name.
Hey, it's been done before. It's be better than the first alliance they did in WWE. Don't get me started there. Roxanne Perez was in action against Rhea Ripley, and it looks like Roxanne's pretty much on the Monday Night Raw roster now. And it's weird because she's got a partnership with Julia. It's like, okay. Like, I'm happy to see Julia on the main roster as well, but it's just kind of like, that's interesting. Logan Paul, that cesspool fucking human being. Apparently, he's going to be in a rivalry with Jay. I swear to God, if Logan Paul beats Jey Uso for the world title, I'm done. I am turning off WWE. And sir, you're going to have to be our WWE correspondent because I can't do it. I cannot fucking do it. If Logan Paul wins that fucking title, I'm tuning out. I can't do it. I can't. That would be the drizzling shits. But God help us, that doesn't happen. And I can see it happening too because it's just, anyways. I'm not going to talk that into existence. Happy vibes. Becky Lynch and her promo.
We know,
You
we
know
know
my,
you love. We
you
know
know
you
my
love her.
thoughts. I hope Wyatt Valkyrie just beats the living fuck out of her at Backlash. But she's probably gonna walk out with the fucking Intercontinental title. But
Yeah, like I told you earlier today, I think we have to. I think we have to trust the process on this. I think we're gonna get a very good Bailey Becky rivalry
yeah, and Becky's
after
probably gonna go
Backlash.
over.
You don't know
Anyways,
that.
Becky Hogan's probably going over. But anyways, Stephanie Fakur and Ivy Nile was in action as well. Great seeing Stephanie Fakur. Your boy Pat McAfee is about to get his fucking face kicked in at Backlash against Gunther. Like, what the hell is he thinking?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's fucked.
Well,
uh,
I was listening to a show today. He said just standing up to a bully.
Yeah, I heard a little bit of that too as well, but it's not going to matter, sir, because your chest is going to become hamburger meat at Backlash. So, well, let's talk about Friday Night SmackDown from this past Friday night. Of course, got to see that in-ring return of Aleister Black against The Miz. Great matchup too, by the way. I love the contrast in styles. I love that moment where Miz is throwing those Miz kicks and Aleister Black just looks at him like, "What the fuck are you doing?" They're like, "What kick?" And you're done, sir. I said this last week on the show, and I'll say it again. Miz is like, man, that guy just doesn't get nearly enough credit for what he does. Like, I mean, it's true. Like, he's been there for 20 plus years. I mean, you can put him in any spot, and like, it's gonna get over. Whether it's him getting over, him putting over the talent. So, but that was a great matchup. Really like that. Of course, kicked off the night with L.A. Knight, yeah, which ended up leading to a matchup with Damian Priest. Also got to see the new SmackDown tag team, the latest SmackDown call up, Frexium, in action against Pretty Deadly. Love the Randy Orton promo too as well. I'm so pumped for Randy and John at Backlash. Ray Phoenix was in action against Santos Escobar. And let's talk about this women's division, man. Like, get this Tiffany Stratton kind of stare down with Nia Jax, and then Naomi's involved, and then you got Jade, and it turns into a big old tag team matchup. I love the end of SmackDown. I love how Jade, held that title for a good bit, gives it over to Tiffy, and then of course Naomi gets in and like jumps him, and then she holds on to the title. So it's like I like how we're presenting that women's division over on Friday nights. So, but
Agreed.
solid show. What do you think of SmackDown?
I would completely agree. I think, big takeaway so would be great to see Aleister
Mhm.
Black back in the ring, and then really digging the the continuation and the evolvement of Naomi's new character.
Yeah,
Really digging it.
yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Well, we talked about Backlash. Let's give you an update on the Backlash card. These matches are officially signed. We know John Cena will be defending that WWE Championship against Randy Orton. Now, what's being dubbed one last time. Oh my God, that's worth the price of admission alone, there, my friend. We also know the Women's Intercontinental Championship will be on the line with Wyatt Valkyria defending against Becky Lynch. We mentioned Pat McAfee going one-on-one against Gunther, and it is now going to be a four-way matchup for the United States Championship as Jacob Fatu will defend against Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, and L.A. Knight. Also, we anticipate another. What was it? It was on Raw. There's another match they're talking about doing too. In my mind, spacing it, but we'll find out
Yeah,
tonight on Raw. Yeah.
I'm too.
Oh, we
It was
just mentioned they're probably going to do Logan Paul and Jey Uso. Is what it sounds potential that may happen at Backlash.
hmm,
So, God help us. God help us. That's why I placed it in the back of my mind. Well, let's talk about something brighter. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite. And, we've kind of talked about this the past couple weeks, but I got to put it over again, man. It's funny how things work in the world of pro wrestling. Because when you're hot, and you're cold, so, and whatnot. But it seems like here, we talked about this. AEW seems to really kind of be turning a corner, man. Both shows were solid this week. I thought Dynamite and Collision were fun shows. Let's talk about it though. Dynamite kicking off with that tremendous all-star 8-man tag with Kenny Omega, Speedball Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, and Mark Briscoe going up against the Bucks, Okada, and Ricochet. Awesome opener, man. Like you could run that back over again. I'm all in on it. My personal favorite match though, Tony Storm against Miyu Yamshika. Oh my God. I love watching her every year at the Collective. I got to see her at least 3 times I think this year. I lost track. I went to so many shows, which you can see here on Cole TV too. And thank you all for the love and support for Collective Week last week here on Cole TV. It was a huge success. Don't forget you can catch all those replays now. But anyways, also had to get a cheap plug in there, brother. Also, you had the Hurt Syndicate stuff going on with MJF. I could give two. You know my thoughts on that. It's just waste of time. Waste of time. I don't care. Um,
And again, I'll tell you, I actually kind of like it.
I don't get it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Don't care. I want MJF out of AEW. I'm done with them. They're not gonna. I don't know. Anyways, Hangman Adam Page going up against Kyle Fletcher in the semifinal, the last semifinal in the men's Owen Hart tournament. Hangman picking up a huge win, and it will now be Hangman and Will Ospreay in the finals of the Owen Hart tournament to determine who will be the challenger for the World Heavyweight Championship at the biggest show of the year for AEW, All In Texas. What'd you think of Dynamite overall, though?
Like you said, solid show.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting tired of these all-star like 8-man tags, though. I mean, this one was incredible, but I'm
Okay.
just getting kind of tired of how they're being billed, I guess.
The All-Star. You think it's because they're playing off the NBA and shit with the playoffs going
I
on?
just, I just, I just don't know, and I don't know. It just seems like we keep getting different variations of it. Like I think this week they're doing like a
Yeah, they're putting
all-stars.
Swerve in there, like
Yeah,
taking out Kenny and Kevin. They're doing like a 6-man, I guess.
yeah. It just, I, I think like you said earlier, not to be petty, but it's, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. Just it is what it is. But anyways, let's talk about Collision from Saturday night. And I tell you, B-roll, this was monumental because this was pro wrestling returning to TBS on a Saturday night. As an old head like me, that just gives me goosebumps thinking about it, man. It was so cool to see. The presentation was awesome too, man. I'm telling you, Collision, I feel like they've kind of figured out the formula there, man. It's a fun show again. It's just fun. It's kind of like you're going to see a mix of your top talent, but also a lot of I don't want to say it's like the B show by any means. It's not, but it's just like you're going to see like your main stories are going to fall on Dynamite, but you're just going to see fun wrestling action, and you're going to see some slight progression of some of those stories. Absolutely loved Collision from this past Saturday night. Such a loaded show. First and foremost, Tony Storm against Lady Frost, another tremendous matchup. Tony Storm is absolutely killing it. We're going to come back to that in a minute. Love the 4-way match they had too, with Roosh going up against Kevin Knights, AR Fox, and Sammy Guevara. Megan Bain in action against Harley Cameron. Probably two of my favorite talents in AEW right now. It's great to see that. That was a fun matchup. The Max Caster Open and Daniel Garcia comes out and just whips that ass. Josh Alexander and Brody King. Oh my God. Going a 15-minute time limit, dude. That was fun. And of course, oh yeah, by the way, 2 out of 3 falls. FTR and Paragon in the main event. Love anytime you do a 2 out of 3 falls match, especially with tag teams. It's just so damn good. But everything about Collision was great. What did you think of Collision this past Saturday night?
Oh, I absolutely loved it. Like I knew, like going into it, the Brody King and Josh Alexander match, like just on paper, like it sounded so good. Um, Getting the 2 out of 3 falls match as well. I
Yeah.
this this collision had a little bit of something for everybody. Like you had that 4-way match with like the high flyers, and then you had
You
your
kind of had your strong style with your
that
Alexander and Brody.
yeah
You had like some great women's action with Tony and Lady Frost and like we say, Mariah and Harley. Just a great show, man. The AEW. Keep doing it, man. And I'm loving that they're going with these smaller venues. It just looks so cool. It feels so right. Presentations on fleek, as the kids say. It's good, man. It's good. It's just fun, solid wrestling. It's good to see this again, coming from All Elite Wrestling. And I'm excited with stuff that's on the horizon. Here a couple weeks, we got that big cage match between Jon Moxley and Samoa Joe. Please, dear God, let Samoa Joe win. It's not gonna happen, but one can hope. But yeah, man, it's fun to watch AEW right now again. I think, like, do yourself a favor, check them out Wednesdays, check them out Saturdays, check them out whenever, man. Because in my opinion, I think they're killing it right now. But we mentioned Toni Storm, and we got to go back to her. Like just she's this workhorse women's champion, right? Like putting on these bangers, as the kids say, and then just that amazing promo at the end of her match on Collision. Of course, she had to be our wrestler of the week this week here on PW60 is Timeless Toni Storm. I hope she holds that belt forever, as far as I'm concerned. Just keep it on her. We don't need to take it off of her. Talking to you, Mercedes. Let's talk about NXT from this past Tuesday night. Pretty good show, man. Kicking off with Joe Hendry. Of course, him getting laid out there, as you see. Joe Hendry, I'm telling you, man, if you watch TNA and you're watching NXT, it's like Joe Hendry is going through obstacle after obstacle. I'm just like, I'm worried for him. I'm worried. I still believe, but I'm worried, man. Somebody is going to knock him off for that title, man. Hope it doesn't happen anytime soon. But speaking of titles, Ricky Saints successfully defended his North American Championship against Lexus King. Speaking of tag titles, Hank and Tank successfully defended their tag titles against Yoshika Inamura and Josh Briggs. Of course, now Inamura to go back to Japan as his residency here is done. So excited to see what he does in Pro Wrestling Noah going forward. Tremendous main event, too, on this night with Jordan Grace and Io Sky teaming up to go up against Roxanne and Julia. Great, man. Great show, man. NXT was solid, but we mentioned TNA. We got to talk about, we'll talk about them in a minute because, God, man, there's so much wrestling going on. Wrestling Duntaku took place this past weekend. New Japan's Wrestling Duntaku. And I got to tell you, B-Roll, this was an awesome show, dude. Like, 2 nights full of action, a lot happening. Let's talk about night 1 first. Hiroshi Tanahashi and Zack Sabre Jr. meeting for the last time. Of course, Zack Sabre Jr. did pick up the win, and thus tying this series now. It's 7-7 apiece between these two. So how apropos that in the closing matchup they are tied. It's crazy to think that they met that many times, but they really have had some great matches over the years. So, of course, as we continue on this trail of Tanahashi's last year in the world of pro wrestling. Now, the main event of night 1 was a hell of a match, as it was the Bullet Club's War Dogs going up against the House of Torture in a loser leaves Bullet Club match. And, of course, it took place in that dog cage. We got to see this cage match last year in between the United Empire and the Bullet Club War Dogs. Of course, the War Dogs picking up a huge win, and now House of Torture is out of Bullet Club. All is right in the world. Fuck you, evil. Just saying. Sorry, not sorry. Great matchup. A war. A bloody affair. Everything about this match is awesome. Do yourself a favor. Go back and watch it if you got New Japan World. Hell of a matchup. But as good as night 1 was, man, God, night 2, there was just something special about it. And this one's a tough one to see right here. As on night 2 was officially the last in-ring matchup of Tetsu Naito and Bushi as they are officially leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling. Not sure if they're retiring. Not sure where they're going from here. Like, I hope they don't. The selfish, greedy wrestling fan of me is I hope we don't retire. They don't retire. Especially Naito's my guy. You know this. Love to see Naito here in North America. Don't know if that'll happen, but man, I'd love to see it because that would be pretty tranquilo in my eyes if they pulled that. Yodo Sushi picking up a big win, retaining his global championship against his rival Yumura. Great matchup, solid matchup. Suji desperately needed this win, as it's kind of like it's really just him, Shingo Takagi, and Hiromi now are like the only 3 left standing members of Los Ingobernables de Japón. At the end of this matchup, Gabe Kidd come out and pretty much challenged Suji at Dominion for a championship opportunity. So that'll be a hell of a matchup because they actually wrestled before earlier this year and went to a draw. So cannot wait to see that at Dominion. But this is the match of the night, by far. I tell you, B-Roll, because I honestly, I was in the dark on this one going into this one because I didn't know a whole lot about him. The main event, which is going to surprise some if you're not watching New Japan, was for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship with Hiroki Goto defending against Callum Newman from United Empire. Now, Callum Newman is a very young, 22, I believe. And this was his first real big-time matchup in New Japan Pro Wrestling. We talk about the time-honored tradition of going over and getting over. That's exactly what happened in this matchup because Goto went over, but Newman got over. A tremendous performance. There were several times where I was like, holy shit, like he's going to somehow pull this out. But nonetheless, Goto retains the IWGP Championship and now will defend against Zack Sabre Jr. At the Resurgence show coming up this Friday, I believe. And the winner of that will go on to face Shingo Takagi. But this match is tremendous. It was awesome. And it was our match of the week here on PW60. But Wrestling Dontaku, I tell you, man, somehow they topped last year's, which I didn't think they would do, but it was a really good show. Speaking of great shows, you saw it last week here as part of our collective week, all the amazing shows I was able to attend. GCW was at it again with Crazy, Scary, Spooky, Hilarious, and We Still Don't Trust You. Cool to see GCW make their debut in Portland on that Sunday show. But, man, we got to talk about Crazy, Scary, Spooky, Hilarious because that show was, as you youngins say, a banger. Like a tremendous card from top to bottom. But the biggest takeaway from that, well, you know what? I don't want to spoil this for you because our good close friend, the Best Gout Machine, was there live and in color for Crazy, Scary, Spooky, Hilarious. And he's got a little bit of a vlog to share with us. So check out this report from the Best Gout Machine live from GCW.
Best Gout Machine is known for the consequences! What the fuck? Fuck you! You sick fuck! You sick fuck! Oh, I'm Matt Cardona! I'm Matt Cardona! Oh! He touched my arm! My arm's breaking now because of you! Damn it, Matt Cardona! Damn you to hell! Mr. Chelsea Green, shame on you! Your beard looks immaculate, but you're a bastard! You bastard! Those hats cost money! Can't see anything. Bet you watch Doctor Who. And get some mash. Oh, you got him. There's Bogger. Do you need beans and toast? Do you need beans and toast, sir? I believe in you, out of Christ! Kick them in their fingers and mash! Oh my God. Johnny Gresham doesn't use knee pads. He looks naked. Like that! Not in the esophagus! Oh! Don't snatch our weed. Oh! GC Dub, Agnes, you lazy fuck! Oh! There's more rage! Yeah! I love it! Holy shit! America. Hearts of Kentucky. Oops. Nope. Oh. Absorbing every blow. Oh! She dead. She dead. Woo! Yeah. I refuse to stand up, so I'm assuming they're levitating. Oh, the power of Ninja Mac. Ninja Mac! I want every baby!
I live in your phone. Fuck
Oh shit! And we're good! Give him the butt. Oh hell! Oh hell! Xlj, you're totally right on those quads! Look at them quads! They don't skip a day! Right next to me. Yeah! Give me what I want. Oh, God. Forehead reminds me of a little Debbie cake. Reach up, kid. Make a name for yourself. You're not Jeff Hardy, and I'm not Jim Ross. That's a ladder. Oh! That was a Christian. 1, 2. Ah!
Looks like a hell of a time, best gap that you had, my friend. A tremendous show. And like we say, like GCW kills it time in and time out. But the big takeaway to me, the shout out to our boy Sam Stackhouse, good friend of the shows, man. Like Sam getting turned on, man, by the former Fuego del Sol, of course, now known and going by KJ Orso. You dirty, rotten son of a bitch, you. I'm telling you right now, dude, that story, I'm so invested into it with the stuff, the fallout from Atticus and stuff. Like, Atticus is killing it, like, with the work he's doing. But to me, this is the story of the year so far in GCW. And honestly, one of my favorite stories going this year. Like, this has potential to be like what Effie and Mance was last year, I think. So shout out to those guys. They're killing it. Tremendous moment there from this past Saturday night. Can't wait to see what happens. But so much going on in the world of independent wrestling. We love shining a light on it. Speaking of which, let's go to our good buddy Michael for an independent report. He can tell us about some great indie shows you should be checking out in your area.
What up, y'all? It's your boy MG Duplessis with another independent wrestling event report. First off, we have Prestige Wrestling presents Combat Clash, July 13th at the Viking Pavilion at Portland State University. PrestigeWrestling.net for tickets and information on that. New Texas Pro Wrestling presents Bat City, June 1st, from 4, doors open at 4, bell time is at 6 p.m. At the Empire Garage, 606 East 7th Street in Austin, Texas. Lastly, we have House of Heat Pro Wrestling presents King of Indiana, Saturday, May 31st, North End Community Center, 7000th Elmwood Avenue, Lafayette, Indiana. Doors open at 1. Bell time is at 2. 765-421-3472 is the phone number for contacts, for information and tickets for that event. Y'all have a good day.
There you go. Well, thank you so much, Michael. And seriously, we say it all the time. Go out there and support your local independent wrestling. It's some of the best shows you will see going today. Well, a lot going on in the world of Joshi wrestling, and this was the big story coming out this week. It appears Mayu Iwatani has officially signed with Marigold as they held a special press conference to announce this. Of course, Maya finishing up her time with Stardom, so and of course, I mean it makes sense with the ties that Maya has here. Um, totally get it. Marigold, it's very interesting to see like what they're doing and how that process is going in. Uh, you have so many great Joshi companies over there now too, man. Of course, Stardom you have with Marigold and Tokyo Joshi Pro, and that's just to name a few. Joshi Wrestling is alive and well. Speaking of Stardom, we got another talent that is on the rise. Could be potentially coming our way. As Stardom's Thekla has officially become a free agent. She appears to be heading here to the U.S. So we could be seeing another top tier talent here making a dominance debut here in North America. So that's going to be cool to see where she ends up landing. Already some rumors heavy that potentially could be AEW, but time will tell. And also, speaking of Joshi wrestling, we got to talk about one of the all-time greats, Miko Saturuma, officially has retired. She wrestled her last match in Japan, having one of the most prolific careers in all of Joshi wrestling. We got the privilege to get to see her here as part of the NXT UK, where she was a former women's champion there. But she's had a tremendous career. She deserves it. Do yourself a favor, hop on YouTube, hop on wherever, check out some of her matches, man, because she's got an incredible body of work. Well, my friend, it's that time of the show. Let's go to our good, close, personal friend Sienna, who's got some advice for us pro wrestling fans.
So I've been getting some DMs from some people since I am training to be a wrestling manager, and with the recent WWE releases, the most frequently asked question is that, are you going to be able to work for WWE? And if so, how are you going to handle with this like releases? Here's the thing, y'all. Whatever journey that I'm going to pursue, it all based on my decision, and it's also going to based on everybody else's decision too, because when we're trying to chase our dream to make it into the industry, whether it's just for wrestling, managing, referee, broadcasting, and all types of like position in, we do have like different goals and different morals. Like whether we're just gonna do it for the love of the art or just make it big as a star too. And I know being a star has like a different like, umbrella terms to it. But no matter what journeys we're gonna go for, it's all about like, knowing what's best for ourselves. And for me, it's like it's just a stepping stone to further into like the goals and dreams in life. And that's the thing, y'all. No matter what's gonna happen, we're always gonna be preparing to what to expect once like we'll be like getting a green light to like start like taking bookings and appearances before, if we get like offers for like contracts and whatnot from different companies. But all I can say is to y'all is just continue to do what you're doing to chase your dream. If you're taking a break, I totally understand. Wrestling is still going to be there for your own benefit. Just remember why you're doing this in the first place. For me, it's because I freaking love wrestling as a whole, no matter what, as a fan, as someone who's in the business, and the whole aspect of it too, because wrestling is still going to be a very beautiful thing. No matter what glimmer of darkness that happened, it's still going to be there. Hang tight, y'all.
All right. Thank you so much, Sienna. We love seeing your journey as you are getting further and further into the world of professional wrestling. Now this feels right in the world. Starting in June, SmackDown's going back to 2 hours. Thank you, Jesus. God, it's only going to be 2 hours.
Round of applause.
Right. Yeah. Let's do it. And then the fact that also on top of that, you have Raw that's kind of been around roughly around 2.5 hours at the most. It's like, this is good. This is where we need to be. only time a show needs to be 3 hours in excess is if it's like a pay-per-view or major show. But like when we're talking about weekly, 2 hours. We got enough wrestling. We're spoiled rotten. So I'm excited about this. That's going to take place in June, and personally, I cannot wait. God damn it. Yeah, we got to talk about this shit, don't we?
Go ahead and set me loose, some.
As Hulk Hogan, and look at Eric Bischoff. Look at this fucking perv. And look at this picture. Like this is ridiculous. Like Bischoff just like perving it up on freaking Hogan, and like Hogan's getting a colonoscopy here or something. Like what the fuck? So anyways, God damn. Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff are officially set to launch American Freestyle Wrestling League. Huh? First, we thought this was going to be an announcement about a podcast or something. No, they're fucking stupid. They're going to do their own wrestling league. What's really perplexing to me about this is like it seems to me like this is going to be kind of a grappling based wrestling league. That aspect of it I totally get. But a company that Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan are running is going to be that? Like, come on, man. This is going to start off with like good intentions of like the grappling and stuff. It's going to turn into like just some of the most cartoony, just unwatchable shit you can imagine. You got any thoughts on this shit?
People never cease to amaze me, and these two knuckleheads, and that's putting it nicely, are always gonna find a way to ruin wrestling for us or something like that.
Yeah, because they did such a great job. Well, you know what? I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, this is happening, folks. Not sure a launch date. It does sound they're going like with like a round type of system, so this is going to be kind of like like I say, it's a weird venture for these two. I can see somebody else doing it, but anyways, well, our good close buddy Husky Rhodes has got some opinions on this. So let's go to Husky with Husky's hot take this week here on PW60.
PW60, what's the good word? It is your boy Husky Rhodes. Yeah. So, I guess Hogan and Bischoff are starting a shoot wrestling company now. Do y'all remember 2010 TNA? Yeah, it was dog shit. Nearly killed the company. Probably less of you remember the XWF that Hogan started with Jimmy Hart, Greg Valentine, and Brian Knobbs, but bowed out like immediately before everything went out because he knew it was going to be a failure. I kind of think the same is going to happen here, and he's just going to bury Eric Bischoff because of it, because Hogan's a piece of shit. So, yeah, whatever they're calling this new thing is going to be an absolute fart in church, and I can't wait to watch it. I'm just going to be Big E with the popcorn, watching it fail. What do y'all think?
Oh, it's going to fail, all right. On a positive note, let's talk about this. How cool is this? You got to see your new United States Women's Champion, Selena Vega, actually got to visit her father's grave. Of course, her father, unfortunately, passing in the 9/11 tragedy. So how cool is this? She gets to take that U.S. title there. A tremendous moment, I'm sure, for her. Pretty cool to see, you know, B-roll.
Yeah, it definitely saw the video. Definitely, it
tugs
definitely
at the heart.
It'll hit you right in the feels. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. But man, she deserves this championship. It's cool that she, you know, got to go do this, and I'm sure there's more championships on down the road for her. But this is a cool moment, man. Cool moment. She definitely deserves it. Also, looks like Carmella and Corey Graves are having their second baby. So congratulations to those two, as Carmella just recently announced that she is pregnant for this second time. So adding more and more to that family. Some beautiful babies right there, my friend. And it was announced this week that TNA is going to ban excessive blood. Huh? Okay. All I can say is it's a good thing John Moxley doesn't work for TNA. But yeah, that's kind of I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I guess I get it. I don't know. So it's a WWE thing, like
Yeah, I was to say when you're potentially being bought by the WWE.
Could be. Who knows? Well, it's that time of the show. Let's keep things a little on the spicy side. So let's go to our good friend Spicy Guac with a spicy take.
It's your boy Gustavo, aka Spicy Guac, aka the man with a bunch of dumb ideas and statements. Bringing you another one. The whole Seth Rollins group isn't evolution. It's in fact the corporation. We're gonna get a corporate ministry. Is it gonna be Seth and the Wyatt Six? What is gonna happen? We need to keep watching Raw.
Yes, we do. Well, we all know about Karrion Kross and that tremendous moment he had that went viral right after WrestleMania. Well, recently a documentary on his WrestleMania weekend was released called The Killer. I got to tell you, B-Roll, I watched this. It's an awesome documentary, man. It's really cool. Just it makes you love him all the more. Like WWE, Papa H, I'm begging you. I'm pleading with you. Give me a main event push for this man. Like, he deserves it, for God's sakes. He shouldn't be working on fucking Main Event or whatever the hell that show's called that they do still, which perplexes me. Go watch this documentary, though. Seriously, it's a really good documentary. It's cool insight on his weekend and just talking about just the character and the man that Karrion Kross is. Awesome documentary. Love it. And like I say, it's available here on YouTube. The trailer for the Smashing Machine just released this past week, and of course, starring in that is a nearly unrecognizable The Rock, who will be portraying the role of Mark Kerr. I'm excited for this. I am, considering, like, I was big on UFC back in the day. I watched like the first ones, man. Dan Severn was my guy, man, and I can remember watching like Hoist Gracie and Ken Shamrock and Mark Coleman and Mark Kerr too. Who had a successful run there too as well. So that film, I believe, will be dropping later this year, but the trailer did drop and it looks incredible. A lot of people already talking early on, maybe potentially some Oscar buzz for The Rock. Who knows? Final Boss may finally get an Oscar. You never know. And speaking of films, it was announced this week that Liv Morgan will be taking some time away from the WWE as she will be starring in the film Bad Lieutenant Tokyo. Don't know what the hell that's about, but it's got Liv Morgan in it, so just take my money now. Am I right? Yeah. I mean, yeah, I will definitely watch a movie with Liv Morgan in it. That, like, you definitely don't have to twist my arm to do that. So that's gonna be cool to see, man. I mean, seriously though, she's super talented. I could totally see her like transitioning into that actress role. So, what the fuck is this? Okay. Mercedes Moné. What the fuck? Yeah, we're definitely in 2025. God damn, are people this stupid? Yes. All right, Mercedes Moné has opened up something calling Text Buddies. So for $99.99 a month, you get exclusive text, one-on-one, personal, and private text messages from Mercedes. like girl, like you know where this is fucking going to, right? Like, what is to, like, I don't know how the system's set up, but what the fuck is going to prevent them from sending you dick pics? Like, because that's where this is fucking going, because that's the society we live in with, like, male fan. Like, you come on, man, come on. It's plain as day. Any fucking male fan that's going to plop down $100, like, just the idiocracy of this on multiple levels on both sides of it. I don't get it. Like, this is just the stupidest, most random thing I think I've heard. I need to hear something way better and more random than this. So let's go to Brian with Brian's random moment of the week here on PW60. God help us.
That's Stormy. She's a cute puppy. My face not as cute. That's okay. Hi, back again for the random moment of the week. The hat is on this time. And, oh, sweet baby. Yeah, not so sweet. Cool. All right, so, sorry, missed out on last week. Quite busy along the way, but that's all right. And I wanted to ask this question. I did the WrestleMania Top 5 series leading into WrestleMania this year. So, had this question in my mind, and I want to go ahead and bring it now. And I was going to actually do this right before WrestleMania 41 of this year, but then I thought, let's wait and do it after the Raw After Mania for this year for a reason. And I want to know this. What are your top 5 Raw After WrestleMania moments, since that's become a thing over the last, 15 or so years, give or take? A lot of surprise returns, a lot of debuts, a lot of shocking angles, a lot of big babyface turns, heel turns, big moments that happen, segments, promos, anything like that. Not necessarily wrestling matches, but promos, debuts, any of that kind of stuff. So give me your top 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I shouldn't say. Moments of any sort from any Raw After Mania. And since I waited, we can include this year if you want to put what happened with Braun Breaker joining Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. If you want to add that as one of your top 5 moments, you're more than welcome to. Dolph Ziggler cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase on Alberto Del Rio. That's perfectly fine as well. So let me know, let us all know, and have yourself a great, fantastic week.
Oh, thank you so much, Brian. We appreciate it. B-Roll, are you freaking texting Mercedes? Quit texting. We're almost done with the show here. Quit it, for God's sakes. I know you pay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Jesus. What am I going to do with you? Anyways, thank you so much, Brian. We appreciate it. And leave us a comment. Let us know what moments you thought you loved from WrestleMania this week. Speaking of love, we got to give love to our wrestling content creators. And this week, our Ruby Ringside Wrestling Content Creator of the Week is none other than the Cool Lunch Lady. That's the_cool_lunch lady. She has got some awesome opinions on pro wrestling. She's a huge pro wrestling fan. And she's also a lunch lady. Like, come on. Like, what more could you ask for? Lunch lady land. Slap it, Joe. Slap it, Joe. Yeah. Well, if you're not checking her out.
We both went there. Glad we both went there.
If you're not checking her out, give her a follow at the_cool_lunch lady. And this is awesome. I'm hyped for this, dude. So AEW announced that they will be doing a series of shows coming up at the end of August into September at the ECW Arena, the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. I mean, it's a perfect venue. I'm blessed to say I've been there a couple times last year, and it truly is an awesome venue. It's so enriched with professional wrestling. Like it's hallowed ground. And it's cool to see AEW going to be finally making their debut there. Going to be having some dynamites, some collisions, of course, and the Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor show will take place there as well. So, and once again, it's smart. I love what they're doing. I can't put it over enough. Them going to the smaller venues, man, it really works. And our last story this week here on PW60 is we talked about this last week, but we now know an official title is Crown Jewel will be taking place in Perth, Australia. So that will be the Saturday night show. It will take place Saturday, October 11th. And that also marks, I believe it's the first Crown Jewel to ever take place outside of Saudi Arabia. Yay, a Crown Jewel I'll actually want to watch. Hooray. Oh, wait a minute. It's on at 5 in the morning? Okay, never mind. It's going to be a hard pass. I'm just saying. But
watching it live.
Watching it live. Well, I'll watch the replay. I'll watch the replay for sure. So. Well, we have officially come to an end here. This week's episode of Pro Wrestling 60. We talked about everything that's happened this week in the world of pro wrestling. I told you to quit texting her, okay? You can do it when we get off the air here. I'm XLJ. This is Mr. B-Roll. He's got to text Mercedes. We'll see you next week in another episode of Pro Wrestling 60. Oh, my God. See you next week, folks. So ashamed of you.